Did the House of Lords just crown Kate Middleton as the real queen? Here's what we know. In a move no one saw coming, a quiet but calculated gesture has taken the monarchy by storm. Behind closed doors, members of the House of Lords participated in what insiders are calling a symbolic crowning of Kate Middleton, a moment designed not for headlines, but for history. It wasn't official, but it didn't need to be. The message was loud enough. Kate is no longer just the Princess of Wales, she is the monarchy's anchor, and possibly its next true queen. And the timing couldn't be more telling. King Charles's battle with cancer has forced a shift no one at the palace wants to talk about publicly. But actions speak louder than press releases. As Charles quietly retreats from demanding duties, Kate has surged forward. Her presence is no longer ceremonial. It's strategic. She's representing the crown at high-level events, commanding global attention, and reinforcing public trust where it's been crumbling. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla's absence grows louder. What once felt like a joint reign now feels like a careful transition. Kate is being positioned clearly, deliberately, for something far greater than we were led to believe. This wasn't a stunt. It was a signal, a declaration without saying a word. And with it, the monarchy may have already taken its next major step. To understand the gravity of this event, let's delve into the historical context of royal titles. How does a duchess become a queen? The journey through royal titles. It begins with traditions strict, complex, and steeped in centuries of power. Every title in the British monarchy carries history, hierarchy, and hidden intent. For Kate Middleton, the transformation from commoner to queen-in-waiting wasn't just about marrying a prince. It was about stepping into a centuries-old system that defines status not just by blood, but by duty. When she married Prince William, in 2011, the titles came swiftly. Duchess of Cambridge, Countess of Strathearn, and Baroness Carrick-Fergus each carried symbolic power tied to different regions of the United Kingdom, anchoring her to the people and to the crown. But titles in the monarchy aren't static. They evolve with power, responsibility, and proximity to the throne. When Queen Elizabeth II passed, the shift was immediate. William became the Prince of Wales, and with that, Kate inherited a title once worn by the most beloved royal of modern history, Princess Diana. Being Princess of Wales isn't ceremonial, it's emotionally charged. It links Kate to a legacy of compassion, charisma, and expectation. That title alone signaled a turning point. Kate was no longer just a supportive royal. She was now a direct symbol of the monarchy's future. Yet even with these grand titles, the role of queen consort remains something else entirely. Unlike a monarch born into power, a queen consort derives her status through marriage. But make no mistake, her influence can be massive. The transition from duchess to queen is not just ceremonial. It's a calculated process. Behind palace gates, preparations are made years in advance. Protocols, expectations, behavior, and representation all are sharpened as the day inches closer. Kate's training began the moment she said, "I do." But it's accelerated with each passing year and each royal title she collects. Still, it's not just the crown that recognizes the weight of these titles. The public and media have played a defining role in shaping their meaning. Every title given to Kate has sparked headlines, praise, and comparisons. Her every move as Princess of Wales is scrutinized, praised, and debated. But in that scrutiny lies recognition. The more she's watched, the more she's acknowledged. And with each new responsibility, the public perception shifts from admiration to expectation. For many, she's already queen in everything but name. In the royal world, names are more than labels, they're blueprints. They forecast the path ahead. And Kate's titles tell a very specific story. One of progression, one of preparation, and one that's not yet complete. Her final title. Queen Catherine isn't official yet, but every indication suggests it's inevitable. With this understanding, let's explore Kate's evolution within the royal family. From a middle-class upbringing to the steps of the throne, Kate's remarkable journey. She wasn't born into royalty. There were no titles, no tiaras, no centuries-old estates bearing her name. Just a quiet life in Berkshire, grounded in family, education, and a future no one could have predicted. Catherine Elizabeth Middleton, known simply as Kate, was raised in a world far from the formality of palace gates. Her parents, self-made and disciplined, gave her the kind of upbringing that valued resilience over entitlement. But even in those early years, something about Kate stood out. A calm confidence, a quiet strength, and a poise that would later become her greatest weapon inside the royal world. Her path crossed with destiny at the University of St. Andrews. There, behind textbooks and lecture halls, began a slow-burning story the world couldn't look away from. Prince William, heir to the British throne, met a girl who didn't chase the spotlight, but commanded it, effortlessly. Their relationship didn't explode onto the scene. It unfolded in whispers, in guarded outings, in the small moments that built something real. And when their romance was finally confirmed, the public didn't just watch, they invested. They believed in the fairy tale they thought had died with Diana. Their engagement in 2010 was more than a royal announcement. It was a turning point in modern monarchy. The girl once photographed in a see-through dress at a university fashion show was now stepping into the shoes once worn by the most beloved royal of the 20th century. And when she walked down the aisle at Westminster Abbey, millions knew it. Wasn't just a marriage. It was the birth of a new royal era. But fairy tales come with trials. Kate wasn't handed her place, she had to earn it. The palace isn't kind to outsiders, even those who marry in. There were whispers about her middle-class roots, about whether she had the stamina for royal life. But quietly and consistently, Kate proved every doubter wrong. No scandals, no missteps, just a measured rise through relentless dedication. Royal tours, diplomatic duties, patronages. She embraced the role without losing her identity, and in doing so, redefined what it means to be royal in the 21st century. As a mother, she displayed another layer of leadership. While the world dissected her every move, she shielded her children with grace, balancing tradition with normalcy. Her influence expanded beyond photo ops into early childhood advocacy, mental health initiatives, and programs rooted in compassion, not obligation. She was no longer just the Duchess standing beside a future king. She became a force the institution now depends on. And behind the scenes, preparations began. Subtle changes in protocol, a stronger presence at high-level engagements, a shift in tone when addressing the public. Kate Middleton, the commoner, was being readied for something more, something inevitable. As Kate steps into this prominent role, how does this affect the current royal dynamics? Two queens in the royal spotlight, navigating roles and public expectations. The crown was never designed for two queens to coexist in public consciousness, but that's exactly what's unfolding. On one side stands Queen Camilla, once vilified, now crowned. On the other, Catherine, Princess of Wales, never officially crowned, yet increasingly embraced as the monarchy's true leading lady. What began as a quiet contrast is now a growing comparison, and the differences are impossible to ignore. Camilla's journey has been anything but smooth. From the shadows of scandal to the throne beside King Charles, she has battled decades of public resentment. Though officially recognized and crowned as Queen Consort, her acceptance came through quiet endurance rather than universal affection. Some view her role as earned redemption, others as a tolerated necessity. While she commands respect within the royal establishment, her popularity among the people remains lukewarm at best. Time has softened the outrage, but it hasn't transformed it into devotion. In contrast, Kate's rise has been steady, strategic, and emotionally resonant. She didn't inherit love from the public, she earned it. Every speech, every appearance, every act of silent composure built a foundation that now holds up the monarchy's most fragile support beam: relevance. While Camilla's reign feels reserved, Kate's presence is magnetic. Her relatability, grace under pressure, and unwavering discipline have made her not only admired, but trusted. And trust, in royal terms, is rarer than gold. The media has fed this divide, knowingly or not. Camilla receives formality, deference, and restraint. But Kate? She dominates headlines, steals front pages, and commands digital screens. Coverage of Camilla often feels obligatory. Coverage of Kate is driven by public appetite. She trends, she influences, She inspires commentary not just about fashion or family, but about legacy. Camilla may hold the title, but Kate holds the conversation. Yet, their roles, though similar in surface, differ in depth. Camilla supports a reigning monarch in the twilight of his journey. Kate, on the other hand, is being positioned beside the future king and, increasingly, as a monarch in training herself. While Camilla's influence is stabilizing, Kate's is transformative. The monarchy under Camilla is surviving. Under Kate, it might evolve. Public sentiment reflects this. Polls consistently favor Kate by a landslide. The generational gap, the emotional connection, and the weight of Diana's legacy all play their part. Camilla's approval remains respectable, but distant. Kate's is intimate, immediate, and growing. The monarchy doesn't just need support, it needs belief. And belief has shifted. The implications are staggering. As Charles's health declines and discussions of succession become less taboo, the unspoken tension between the two queens becomes more visible, not in conflict but in contrast. One reigns, the other rises. And the public has already made up its mind about who truly represents the future of the monarchy. Beyond titles and roles, how does the public view Kate's position in the monarchy? Why many see Kate as the true embodiment of modern royalty? It's not the titles or the tiaras that make her the people's queen. It's everything in between. In an age where royal reverence has faded into skepticism, where tradition battles irrelevance, Catherine, Princess of Wales, has emerged as a rare figure who bridges the divide. She walks beside kings and diplomats, but the public sees something far more intimate, a woman who could just as easily be their neighbor, their friend, their sister. That relatability, wrapped in dignity, is what sets her apart. She doesn't chase attention, but when she speaks, people listen. And more importantly, people believe her. Kate's public image isn't manufactured through PR trickery. It's been carved slowly, carefully, and authentically through years of visible service. From early childhood development to mental health, advocacy, her initiatives haven't just checked boxes, they've sparked movements. She doesn't just fundraise, she gets involved. She listens, she learns, and in doing so, she's built a reputation not as a distant royal figure, but as a committed working woman, using her platform for actual change. The kind of change that resonates far beyond palace gates. Media outlets have responded in kind. She's not just photographed, she's chronicled. Whether standing at remembrance services or sitting with struggling parents, her presence rarely feels staged. The cameras may flash, but the expression remains steady, composed, compassionate, quietly powerful. Unlike the chaos that's trailed other royals, Kate has kept the narrative focused, not on drama, but on duty. And that narrative has built a bond few in the monarchy have achieved in recent years. Unavoidably, comparisons to Princess Diana shadow her journey. And yet, Kate has never tried to replicate Diana's magic. She's built her own. Where Diana ignited emotion through vulnerability, Kate has captured admiration through consistency. That contrast hasn't divided the public, it's united them. It's made space for a new kind of royal role model, one less about rebellion and more about restoration. And in the wake of scandal, exits, and faltering public trust, Kate's image has remained clean, enduring, and above all, earned. Surveys continue to confirm what the public already feels. In poll after poll, Kate ranks as the most popular member of the royal family. Her approval isn't just high, it's steady. That consistency is rare, especially in a landscape where every headline can alter perception. But with Kate, the perception has held firm. She is poised, trusted, and needed. She represents the version of the monarchy that people want to believe in, graceful, modern, and still connected to purpose. Kate Middleton has become more than a royal. She's become a symbol, a living embodiment of what the monarchy can still mean in the modern world. And if the people were asked today who they see as their queen, the answer wouldn't require a coronation. It's already written in the way they speak her name. With such a strong public backing, what does the future hold for Kate and the monarchy? Navigating tradition and modernity. Kate's vision for the monarchy's future. She's not just shaping the now, she's rewriting what comes next. In a world where monarchies are often dismissed as relics of the past, Kate Middleton has emerged as the architect of something quietly revolutionary. Not through grand speeches or sweeping reforms, but through a series of calculated, human-centered moves that hint at a larger plan. A monarchy that doesn't resist change, but adapts to it. And at the core of that evolution is Kate's vision. Modern, relevant, and unshakably grounded in service. Her work in mental health wasn't chosen for optics, it was born from need. When the royals were being criticized for appearing detached, Kate leaned in. She launched programs that weren't just press releases, they were lifelines. Her initiatives on early childhood development have redefined how the monarchy engages with real societal issues. She's not championing abstract causes. She's focusing on the foundations of human growth, the kind of long-term investment that will echo far beyond royal engagements. But even as she pushes for relevance, Kate respects the weight of tradition. Rather than rejecting royal protocol, she's reshaping it. No longer confined to stiff photo ops or scripted appearances, her presence feels natural yet calculated. Whether it's how she interacts with crowds or the way she embraces digital platforms, Kate has subtly rewritten how the royal family appears in public life. She's making the crown feel less like a museum piece and more like a modern institution that still knows how to listen. Balancing all of this with family life is no small feat. Yet Kate has made that balance her brand. Her commitment to raising her children away from the chaos of public spectacle while still preparing them for roles they didn't choose is a quiet masterclass in leadership. She's shown that royal motherhood can exist in harmony with duty, not in conflict with it. And that, in itself, is a new form of power. Younger generations see it. They see a royal figure who isn't stuck in the past, someone who understands the pace of the world they live in. Through social media engagement, relatable causes, and her down-to-earth demeanor, Kate has reached audiences that the monarchy had nearly lost. Global audiences, too, are paying attention not out of curiosity, but respect. She's building a brand that transcends royalty, one that speaks to purpose, not just pedigree. Still, challenges lie ahead. The monarchy's future will be shaped by more than popularity. Public scrutiny, institutional resistance, and the pressure of succession all loom large. But if anyone has proven they can withstand the storm and steer into it with quiet confidence, it's Kate. Her influence is no longer in question. What's uncertain is how far she's willing and allowed to take it. As we look ahead, let's consider the broader implications of these developments. How Kate's evolving role impacts the monarchy's global standing. Across continents and cultures, Kate Middleton's image now stretches far beyond the borders of Britain. Her face graces the front pages of newspapers in countries that don't even have monarchies. Her name trends globally, often without a single word spoken. That level of international recognition doesn't happen by accident. It's the product of carefully measured moves and a growing awareness within the palace that the world is watching, and watching closely. In an era when royal relevance is being questioned more than ever, Kate is quietly becoming the monarchy's most effective ambassador, and perhaps its most powerful weapon of soft diplomacy. From official state visits to surprise charity appearances, her international engagements are no longer mere photo ops. They're strategic acts of influence. When Kate meets foreign leaders or interacts with global communities, she doesn't just represent Britain, she reflects an evolved version of the monarchy. One that is less about authority and more about connection. This subtle shift in tone has not gone unnoticed. In capitals from Tokyo to Toronto, diplomats recognize that a handshake from Kate carries the same weight, if not more than a formal policy statement. The global press has caught on. Unlike other royals whose coverage hinges on drama or scandal, Kate's headlines speak to leadership, elegance, and influence. She's constantly compared to members of other reigning royal families. Queen Letizia of Spain, Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, even Empress Masako of Japan. Yet what makes Kate unique is her duality. She embodies tradition while simultaneously rebranding it. And that balance has elevated her to an international figure who transcends the constraints of British aristocracy. She's not just representing royalty, she's redefining it. Nowhere is her global importance more critical than in the Commonwealth. In recent years, cracks have formed in Britain's relationship with its member nations. Calls for republicanism, especially in places like Australia, Jamaica, and Canada, have grown louder. But Kate's visits often spark a different reaction, one of curiosity, respect, even admiration. Her presence doesn't silence dissent, but it slows it. She symbolizes a new generation of leadership that might not halt the monarchy's decline abroad, but could reshape how it's perceived and preserved. Even beyond diplomacy, the economic impact of her global image is undeniable. Tourism surges when Kate travels. Fashion brands explode in value when she wears them. Museums, palaces, and historic sites linked to her draw visitors from every corner of the map. In a country where royal tourism contributes billions to the economy, her popularity is more than personal, it's financial. And governments know it. But perhaps the most significant global implication is this. Kate represents the last thread of credibility for a monarchy facing cultural and political storms. While other royals struggle to maintain footing, she rises. She brings clarity where confusion reigns. And with each step on foreign soil, she reasserts not just her role, but the relevance of the institution she represents. Bringing it all together, what does this mean for the monarchy's legacy? Kate Middleton's journey signifies more than personal achievement. It's a transformative era for the monarchy. What began as a love story between a prince and a girl from Berkshire has become one of the most pivotal royal evolutions of our time. Kate Middleton's path from university student to future queen has not just redefined her image, but reshaped the very institution she married into. Through decades of silent endurance, public scrutiny, and strategic growth, she has emerged not merely as a royal consort-in-waiting, but as a central figure in the monarchy's survival and rebirth. The whispers of a private coronation may not carry legal weight, but their symbolic power is undeniable. In a system ruled by tradition and gesture, the idea that the House of Lords quietly recognized Kate as the real queen sends tremors far beyond Westminster. It's not about crowns or titles. It's about influence. And Kate has it not just within palace walls, but in the hearts of the public and in the eyes of the world. While King Charles continues his reign amid health struggles and Queen Camilla fades from the spotlight, Kate steps forward with unwavering clarity, commanding a role she was never born for, but now seems destined to hold. This transition hasn't gone unnoticed. Across the globe, media coverage and diplomatic circles alike acknowledge the shift. Polls show her favorability not just maintaining but rising. In the age of fractured institutions and public fatigue, Kate's image stands tall. She represents stability without rigidity, modernity without rebellion. She's become the royal that people across continents recognize as the face of the monarchy's future. But this is more than popularity. This is about survival. The British monarchy has been wading through crises, scandal, division, questions of relevance, and through it all, one figure has remained untouched by controversy, untouched by failure. That consistency is no accident. It's been meticulously earned moment by moment, choice by choice. And as the institution grapples with its identity in a world that no longer tolerates pomp without purpose, Kate has offered something rare, proof that tradition and progress can coexist. What happens next may not follow the old playbook. A queen may rise not with the passing of a sovereign, but with the tide of public will. There may be more symbolic gestures, more informal power shifts, or perhaps the monarchy will continue to slowly hand her the reins without ever saying it aloud. But one truth is unavoidable. Now, Kate Middleton is no longer just preparing. She's already leading. She has become the bridge between past and future, between silence and substance, between ceremonial role and authentic influence. And whether her crown is placed in public or behind closed doors, her presence is already reshaping the very definition of monarchy. As history unfolds, Kate Middleton stands at the heart of a monarchy in transformation. Drop your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.